What is going on, gamers? Aevatrex here, and today I want to address a question that I see a lot of times on the comment section, a lot of times on my live stream on Pocket Live, and that is the question of who or what is better. Whether we're talking about what champion is better than the other, or what talent is better than the other. And the answer to that question in general is there's just no such thing. Not anymore. The game has evolved to where every talent at some point or another, or in some game mode or another, is actually useful. Like for instance, Skull Knight. Is 8 of 8 Deadly Strike or just Deadly Strike overall better than Corrode? Well, not really, but in some cases yes. So you see how I can't really just say a black or white yes or no, because depending on the game mode is what actually would tell you the answer to that. So when somebody asks me that, hey, is Skull Knight with a 5 Corrode better than a Skull Knight with a 5 Revitalize? I can't really answer that because it depends on the actual situation, much like a Pumpkin Duke. Pumpkin Duke, is 5 Revitalize better or is a Berserk better? Well, I don't know. It depends. If you're using like dungeons, they're both fine. If you're talking about Lost Battlefield, then usually Revitalize would be the better option. If you're talking about Here Be Monsters, then Berserk is going to be the better option. So you see how depending on the actual game mode, it would actually tell you which talent to go with, which one's better. So whenever you ask me that, whenever you present me the question of which talent is better for this hero, I really don't have an answer unless it's something so obvious. Like for instance, Green Fiend. Is he better with Bulwark or Scorch? Obviously Bulwark. But there are just some talents that I can't really give you an answer for. I'll give you another example. Let's say Trixie Tree, right? Now Trixie Tree is a hero that comes with a level 8 War God, right? So, which is the best talent for Trixie Tree? Again, very tricky, but there are some top choices. For instance, Revitalize is an obvious one. Really, Revitalize on most heroes is pretty obvious, but let's say that Revitalize isn't an option. Then the next obvious option would be Bulwark. And a lot of people use Bulwark as the quote-unquote best talent overall because it's the talent that would cover most game modes. Like for instance, Trixie Tree in things like Archdemon, having a Revitalize isn't really that huge of a help, but having her with like an 8 Bulwark would up her damage a ton and will help you more. So Bulwark overall might be a better Trixie Tree talent, but Revitalize can be just as good in just as many game modes. So there is no better option in between the two. You just have to pick and choose either which one's available to you or which one you would feel most comfortable with. And then of course, Revitalize and War God aren't just the only options. There can also be other options out there depending on what you want to use your Trixie Tree for. And then of course there are heroes like a Michael, like a Green Fiend for instance. Green Fiend is a hero that has so many good talents that can cover in so many game modes. Like for instance, Bulwark. Absolutely amazing on Green Fiend in every single game mode. Stone Skin. Very, very good on Green Fiend, especially Guild Wars defense. Then you have people that love the life drain on Green Fiend because he just heals so much when he transforms, and with every hit, since he hits so fast, he recovers so fast. And then of course, you have the people that love the scatter because since he attacks so quick, he takes away so much energy. So Green Fiend is one of those heroes that can do so many talents well that whenever people ask me, you know, what's the best on Green Fiend, I'm just like, I cannot answer that. So in short, whenever you ask me or whenever anyone asks me what's the best talent for this hero or anything along those lines, I can't really tell you unless I know exactly what game mode you're going to be doing and what talents we're talking about, because there's just so many game modes now in the game. Like Here Be Monsters require a certain, you know, talents like Zerk, etc, where Revitalize ain't really that great. But then you have game modes like Lost Battlefield where Revitalize is king. It really is. And by the way, I got 260 points, and that's by winning all 5. If you were with me on my Pocket Live stream, I won all 5, but for the first one, I won it, and it gave me 0 points. Like, you know how when you lose, and you still get 10 points. This time it literally gave me 0 points for a win. That I was so pissed. But anyways, getting back to this. So as far as the talents, yes, I really can answer that. And the same logic applies to heroes. Which hero is the best? Or is Angel or Michael better than Green Fiend? That depends on the game mode. There's really no clear-cut answer to any of those questions, because the game has evolved to such a state to where almost, and I say almost because talents, they're still the self-destructs of the world. Almost all talents are useful one way or another on most heroes. Just depends how you use them. And then of course there's the self-destruct, which pretty much sucks on everything. And a lot of the times, most of this can also be applied to heroes. And I say most of it because we still have the paladins of the world and, you know, the crappy heroes. But there is a lot of heroes that still can see the light of day, like the sirens, like the death knights, because there are still game modes, like for instance the archdemon, which actually really benefits you from having those type of heroes. So it's something that you have to make your own choices, and I can help you in some things, like if you tell me what game mode and what talent you're looking at, etc. But like a general question like that just doesn't work for the game, especially where we're at right now. So hopefully this clears up a lot of the confusion, because I see this question so much and I always try to just tell them, well, I can't really answer that, and a lot of people don't really understand why. Hopefully that cleared up a lot of the questions out there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and until later. Bye.